So, I test out 3 students tomorrow. All 3 students test out tomorrow, and then I'll be picking up a new guy and I'll be hitting the road. So, maybe we'll take a look at some truck stops, see what they look like while I'm out. We'll also give you a better idea of living on a truck because I'm planning on showing you my I guess the inside of my truck. That way you know that there's no shower in there. A lot of people thought that that was a funny comment, but the truth is, I really get people that ask me if there's a shower on my truck all the time. And they also ask, where's the restroom at? And then some people are amazed by how big it actually is in there. But I've been spending time getting my truck cleaned up because, you know, whenever I wasn't living in it, I kind of didn't take care of it 100%. So like it was a little bit of a mess. With multiple students, you wear your shoes in the back, and you know I had some sand in there and stuff. I gotta get some more work in there to get all of that done, and then you know, get ready to go. I also made sure that every day this week I have updated my Xbox or my Netflix or my Fire Stick just to make sure everything was updated so I can relax in there. It's gonna be home again for a week while I get my next student and we hit the road and do some miles on the road, and then I'll come back and be able to test them out. So, you know, and this is the kind of training that I think Prime wanted from the start, is the one-on-one training instead of the 5 students, 1 instructor kind of deal. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with either way. Like, give me more than 1, I'm cool with that. You know, I can train multiple students, or just give me one-on-one and I'll go over the road. We'll run some freight. You can see what it's like to live on a truck, and then we can come back and test you out. Because that was one of the complaints. One of the complaints was TNT trainers were all like, man, I get a student, he doesn't know what it's like to live on the truck, and we go over the road and he decides that living in a truck stop and living in the truck is not for him. He doesn't like the lifestyle, so he quit. You know, I've only had one guy that I went over the road with, and he actually said, you know what, I don't want to live like this. I thought it was going to be different. I'm going to quit. You know, I want off the truck. I'm going to go home. And I said, sure thing, buddy. Like, you know, it's not for everyone. Don't beat yourself up. You tried it. You came out here and you tried. And you decided, hey, this is not for me. So, you know, I haven't really had too many people else that quit from the trucker lifestyle. So it's going to be interesting taking a student out. I'm going to be asking them a lot of questions. Hey, what you really think about living in the truck? What you think of the truck stops? What you think of the truck showers? Like, I'm going to be asking him questions and finding out what he really feels. Because I honestly don't think that the reason that people were quitting on TNT was because they get out there and they're all like, I don't want to live like this. I think there was some other stuff that went into that. You know, maybe being home for a while before they went on TNT, they were all like, man, I really miss my family. I was gone for a couple weeks, like 3-4 weeks, doing the training to get my CDL. I got home. I realized that I really missed my family, and then went back out and said, you know what, this ain't for me. I miss my family too bad. You know, that might be the case. But I really don't think that it's really the trucker life that's the issue. Really, I don't. I can understand missing your family, but the thing is, you got to keep your head up and say, hey, my family is who I'm doing this for. You know, you got to get your priorities right. This is why I'm doing this. This is who I'm doing this for. And you have to have that supportive family behind you, standing in your corner and saying, hey, look, we miss you and we would love that you were home, but we understand what you're doing and why you're doing this. You know, it's great to have a good support system there. But make sure if you're thinking about coming out here to do this, definitely do some research and find out what it's really like. And one of the best things you can do is find a truck stop around your house. Go over there and just check it out. you know, and then come out here and we'll do this thing. You know, driving the truck's a little bit intimidating at first, but once you get behind that wheel and you start driving for a while, the intimidation's going to wear off and you're going to be able to listen and learn how to drive the truck and how to be safe. Back in the truck is a little bit like, oh man, I like deer in the headlights for a while. It's not a big deal. You can back your car. It's going to be frustrating at times too, but guess what? You're going to learn how to back that truck up. You know, I don't think that people are quitting because they don't know how to back up, and I don't think people are quitting because they don't know how to drive. So I think that people are just quitting because they get homesick or, you know, stuff like that. What I'm about to find out, who knows? I might take my first student out. Okay, take another student over the road since it's been a long time. And we'll go over the road and I'll get to see if hey, you know, he might just quit. Like, hey, so what's really going on, dude? Why did you decide to quit now? Is it because you didn't do a lot of research before you came out here? Or is it just you got a dose of reality and said, hey, living in this truck stop is horrible? And maybe it could be the hours, because a lot of people don't talk about the hours too much. You know, when you're solo, one day you might be running mornings, the next day you might be running afternoons, the next day after that you might be running nights. So, you know, running nights it's different. Like each time of the day is different. It has both. All the times of the day you run is going to have its benefits and its negative side. I like getting up at like 1 in the morning, but I'm not a morning person. But I like getting up at 1 a.m. and driving till like 8 or 9 a.m. And the reason for that is, one, there's less traffic at night. Number two is parking in a truck stop is a lot easier during the early morning than it is parking at night. And that's one of the reasons that that's my favorite shift right there. And then also 8 hours a day is pretty much what I'm going to be trying to run, because I don't want to run my clock into the ground and have to take a reset. 34 hours of the truck not moving, I'm not making money. I want that truck moving 7 days a week. You know, in the trucker world on the logs, we have an 8-day work week. So, you know, God said, hey, there's 7 days in the week, and trucking said, no, there's 8. So, you know, 8 days a week, I want to be running all 8 days in a week. I don't want to stop and take a reset and waste time in a truck stop for 34 hours with nothing really to do but play video games. If you notice, I said I got my Xbox updated and my Netflix updated. Like, I'm going to catch up on a lot of TV shows that I've been missing because I've been working too much. Because I've been putting in long hours out here. Like, I work hard. My students, they can tell you, like, we worked long days. I think they're probably freaking out yesterday and today that we actually got off a little bit early because they were doing good. So, you know, it was pretty much 6 a.m. to about, I don't know, yesterday I probably left out about 3. Today it was 6 a.m. to about 11 a.m. And the reason that I took off early today is because they test tomorrow. So I wanted to run them through all their stuff, see where they're at, make sure that they're ready for that test. And then I said, hey, go get you some rest. So they got good night's sleep, get some rest, get your mind right for the test tomorrow. So that's kind of what I do is the day before your test, I try to make it where it's a short day. That way you have the rest of the day to just relax and just be like, man, I'm chilling. I'll do a little bit of studying, but I'm chilling. I'm getting my mind right. That way whenever I come in for my test, I'm good. I don't practice the morning of the test. I will not do that. For number one is Prime said we're not supposed to be doing that, because by the time you put your student on the test, they should be ready for that test. So you shouldn't need a practice in the morning. And number two is what I've always heard is your best maneuver is the first one you do of the day. And I've seen it over and over and over from my students. Most of the time, their first maneuver is the best one they do out of the whole day. I've seen it get worse and worse and worse as the day goes. And that's because you do it great, and then you're going to think about it too much the next time. So you're going to overthink it, and you're going to mess it up. But the deal is, can you fix that mess up? You know, I'm more interested in my guys being able to mess it up and fix it and still get it in there than I would ever be about them. I would be less happy if every time they did it on the first try and they never messed it up, because then they don't know how to fix nothing. You can't learn unless you mess it up. You're going to get a way more learning experience from messing it up than you ever are from one shot in it. Hey, but definitely testing my guys tomorrow, and hopefully I get some videos of on the road. So stay tuned. Like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Get my latest lives. Get my newest videos. Also, in the description, there's a link to fill out an application and get my recruiter. My recruiter's good. Don't forget to drop that referral code, COXDJO. Also, my phone number is 417-894-8098. Drop me a call, text me, something.